Hello guys, it's Jonathan here. Today we're doing my Beyblade unboxing. This time we have WolfHunt, a fairly new bay. Not too late this time with getting it, which is helpful. And here's the back of the box as well. But anyway, let me go ahead and just open this thing up. Alright, so I have everything opened up now. Here's the instruction manual. Now getting into the actual parts, we first up here have disc ball, which is just a reused part. It's in white, which is nice, I guess. It's at least not yellow. That's helpful, but anyway. Has a ball here. Has this disc thing, which is supposed to help keep the bay up a bit, but, I mean, its effectiveness is definitely a bit questionable. And then also, it does make the bay 2 millimeters taller, which is not ideal, especially on CX. Now for the ratchet, we have F0-60 with this really nice silver opaque plastic on the inside with the translucent white on the outside. I actually like this ratchet a lot, but technically a new ratchet. I mean, we've had 0 size, had 60 before, but you know, just not together, so F0-60 is new. Cool, might have a scrape risk, but not a bad part to have. Now for the lock chip, we have Wolf, which is just a regular lock chip in this kind of teal plastic. Looks a lot better than Silver Wolf's sticker design at least, so that's cool. As the Bakuten logo there, because it is technically based on Wolborg, so again, cool. For the main blade, we have Hunt, which is actually a stamina blade. Might not be able to tell by looking at it, but yeah, these are just some contact points here. Got 4 of them, but yeah, it is a stamina blade, which is really, really awkward, honestly. Does not look like a stamina blade at all, but it is. Feels like a downgrade from Silver Wolf in that sense, but man, I got the black plastic. Very, very weird for a stamina main blade. And for by far the most interesting part here, we have the free assist blade. So free does have free spin, as you know, nice kind of silver, kind of grayish color here. We got the teal on the outside, which does free spin, which is really nice actually. Not sure how good that'll be, but it is still really cool. Could actually help CX a bit, as they are generally much taller than normal. Having some free spin there to deflect stuff could at least be useful. Not sure how good that'll be, but I'd say at least be worth considering. Now moving on to the part weights here. First is disc ball, which is 3.23 grams. Then we have F0-60 at 6.84 grams, the Wolf lock chip, 1.75 grams, the Hunt main blade, 31.51 grams, and of course the free assist blade at 5.75 grams. Full blade combo is going to be 39 grams even. That's quite heavy actually, and then the full combo here will weigh in at 49.1 grams, also quite heavy, especially for a stout type, but again, not really sure on that blade shape. Alright, let's go ahead and start putting this thing together. So first up here we have our blade, which is WolfHunt free. Pretty interesting blade. Maybe in stock this will help the gaps here, this free spinning part, but I imagine you'd want to use it on a different main blade. But yeah, does have free spin, does stick out a fair bit, so that is still like really cool. And then to assemble the full combo, of course, we just grab our stuff here, and alright, so we have WolfHunt free F0-60 disc ball. Alright, so pretty interesting. Again, I like the free spin here a lot. Very weird side profile disc ball, but yeah, so this is definitely just a very, very strange bay between the weird main blade shape and then also, like, yeah, I mean, you got free spin as well. It's kind of interesting. I do kind of like this bay, but it also just feels kind of overshadowed by the Ember in my deck set, not gonna lie, as it came out at the same time. But as is, aesthetically, I'll give this thing a 7 out of 10. I think it's a good design physically. Main blade shape's a bit awkward, but it's not terrible. I do really like the lock chip design compared to the original. I mean, overall, it's still just like a decent design, but compared to the original, which I really did not like at all, this is much better. I like the free spin. It feels very much improved from Silverwolf, but it's just that the overall blade shape isn't my favorite. I'm not sold on the larger amount of black plastic either. And for the parts, 0-60 is fine, but I really just do not like disc ball on this thing. So in some ways it's better than Silverwolf, other ways not so much. And I guess just to compare real quick, we have both of them here, which yeah, again, I really prefer this design to this one, but beyond that though, I don't know, it's hard to say. I like some things about this one, I like some about this one. Prefer free ball for sure, but yeah, the free spin has definitely been vastly improved, I would say, compared to the original, so I guess that's cool. But yeah, physically, I still think overall it's good, even with a few problems. Conceptually is where I start to struggle a bit, because in some ways I think I have to give this a good score, but in other ways I'm a little disappointed by it. So again, I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. I think it's good. I think for a stamina main blade, you really want a different shape than this. But you also have free, which I think kind helps, but also free is just very interesting. We haven't had a ton of gimmicks in Beyblade X, so getting anything at all, again, free spin here, that's pretty big, and I think the free spin is pretty noteworthy here, so it definitely brings it up. 0-60 doesn't move the needle, and then disc ball I think was just not really a good choice, because it makes the bay very tall. It's basically like being at an 80 height, which normally with something like free I wouldn't be mad about, but because it's CX, well, the bay's already naturally going to be taller, so I'd rather they have something like free ball on here to make it shorter. It'd be a shorter CX bay, but compared to VX and UX, it'd still be tall. I think that would be the best outcome. So I'm not huge on disc ball as a choice. I really wish they would have kept free ball or made another free bit, but I would have been fine with them just reusing free ball if they're just going to reuse a bit, so not sold on that entirely, but because you do have a free spinning part, I have to give it a pretty good score, I feel, so 7 out of 10 I think is more than fair for this one. Pretty solid bay all around, but again, it does feel a bit overshadowed by the Emperor Might Dex, which also came out this month, which will also be my next video, but anyways, that's all for this one, so thanks for watching, and bye-bye.